What if I told you your city was being redesigned? Not for your convenience, but for your control. What if your neighborhood became a digital cage, and stepping outside it meant triggering alarms, fines, or even being flagged by a social credit system? It sounds dystopian, but it's already happening, and they're calling it the 15-minute city. The 15-minute city is a concept being rolled out in cities all over the world. The idea? You should be able to live, work, shop, go to school, and access healthcare all within a 15-minute walk or bike ride from your home. Sounds convenient, right? Less traffic, less pollution, more community. The concept was popularized by a French urban planner named Carlos Moreno, and cities like Paris, Melbourne, Edmonton, and Oxford have already embraced it. Governments and climate advocates say it's the future of sustainable living, one where cars are discouraged, streets are friendlier, and emissions drop. But not everyone's buying it. As soon as the 15-minute city idea gained traction, something strange started happening. People began protesting. Not just a few people, crowds. In Oxford, UK, residents took to the streets claiming they were being caged into zones. You see, in order to encourage staying local, the city implemented traffic filters. ANPR cameras would scan license plates and fine residents for driving into different zones too often. Locals were told they'd be given a limited number of passes to leave their zone per year. Supporters called it smart traffic planning. Protesters called it something else, a sort of lockdown, a test run, a way to control movement. This is where it gets dark. Conspiracy theorists, and frankly, some privacy advocates, argue that 15-minute cities are about more than sustainability. They say it's about total control. A system where your movements are tracked, your choices are limited, and stepping outside your zone without approval becomes a punishable act. Tie this in with digital ID systems, facial recognition cameras, and AI-powered traffic enforcement, and suddenly, we're not talking about urban planning. We're talking about digital imprisonment. According to conspiracy circles, this isn't just a city planning issue. It's part of a global agenda. Groups like the World Economic Forum and the United Nations have published documents pushing for smart cities and Agenda 2030 goals, including controlled zones and climate management systems. Enter the 15-minute city, a way to condition people into smaller, more trackable living spaces, a way to limit travel under the guise of saving the planet. First, they offer convenience. Then they enforce compliance. So, is any of this true, or is it all fear-mongering? Let's look at what's real. Oxford is using cameras to track how often people drive between zones. Fines are being issued for breaking traffic rules that didn't exist a year ago. In Edmonton, Canada, the city approved the 15-minute city plan despite massive public opposition. In Paris, certain neighborhoods are now inaccessible by car at specific times. One city official admitted on record, "This is how we nudge people to change their behavior." Add in the increasing push for digital ID, CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, and real-time surveillance, and the pieces start to form a pattern. It may not be a prison yet, but it's starting to look like a blueprint. Right now, 15-minute cities are voluntary. Kind of. But what happens when they're not? What happens when leaving your zone reduces your carbon credit score? Or when accessing healthcare requires scanning a digital ID that logs your location history? These aren't science fiction questions anymore. In a world where governments are experimenting with social credit, where movement can be tracked in real time, and where freedom is slowly traded for safety, you have to ask, are we still living in cities? Or are we being conditioned to accept open-air digital prisons? So, what do you think? Are 15-minute cities a utopian dream for climate justice, or a dark experiment in human control? Comment your thoughts below and let me know if you'd live in one of these cities, or if you'd run the other way. Subscribe to It's Giving Conspiracy for more videos that peel back the layers of reality, because what you're being told isn't the whole story.